Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Foreign Currencies with Scott. So, we've been out a little bit. We've been at the Cincinnati Open tennis tournament, as we told you in our last video. But we're back now. We had a great time in Cincinnati, as we do every year. Enjoyed some fabulous tennis, met some people, had a great time. Now, during the tournament in Cincinnati, even though we were not producing videos, we were still trading. The market is open every weekday, year round. So New York is still open and closes. London still opens at the same time every day. So we did look to trade every day. So in that week and a half to 2 weeks of trading potential, we did not have many opportunities to trade. The pair did not breach the 60 pip limit, 30 pips above or 30 pips below the closing New York price before the New York Open. Actually, hardly at all. So, the title of this particular video is that we made a mistake, and we certainly did. This can happen. We have a method, we try to stick to it as much as possible, but sometimes we can get eager, or we can try to anticipate something, or we can even interpret something that's not quite really what it is. In this case, I think it was a combination of we got a little eager about something and we got a little sleepy eyed about something. So we interpreted something and made a mistake. Now, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is in a clip that is coming up in this video, which you'll see that we thought we had breached the 30 pip limit up before the London Open, and we had not. We actually slept in a little bit, and it was within a half hour or so of the London Open, but it was after London opened and not a good time to put in the trade. So we made that mistake. We learned from it. It's also possible to make a mistake and make money, but I think in this case, on our challenge here, making that mistake and then losing money was probably a good thing to happen to us because it will really underscore that we need to stick to the method. So we are doing great in our $1,000 challenge for the year. We're about 6 weeks in. We're up just a little bit, plenty of time to go. We are going to make our $1,000 goal for the year, and I hope you'll stick with us for it. So for details on what happened, please take a look at the next two clips. Today is Sunday evening, so we're just about ready to set up for the Monday London Open of the currency markets. And then we'll check in again with you on Wednesday evening and see how the first 3 days of the market week went for us. All right, if you have any questions, any comments, please do comment below. Let me know how it's going, and we will see you again on Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. All right, so we are just going to look at our account in our $1,000 challenge and see where we're at and see what's happened since we started the challenge about 6 weeks ago. So we'll just go to our account. You can see that we're just slightly positive here at $2,000.72 over our initial position of 2,000. So just a little tiny sliver up. So we're going to look at the trades that we've made over this time. And we're just going to pull up history here, and we're going to ask for the last 60 days. All right. So what you can see in front of you is in reverse order our last trade at the top of the screen, and then the trade before that, and so on, back to our very first trade at the bottom of the screen. So what you will notice here, if you look at these, is that the blue are wins and positive, and the reds are losses and negatives. And so our record in the 6 weeks so far is 3 wins and 4 losses. So very close to that 50% that we've talked about. But even notice here with 3 wins and 4 losses, we're actually ahead, albeit rather slightly. Now, what you will notice is that all the losses are the same amount of $48. That's our 28 pips with the percentage of contracts that we're using. And the wins, with one exception, are $72. And that's what gives us our 1.5 leverage of wins over losses. The one exception there is that one win that we manually exited because we did not want to stay in the market overnight and risks encountering some issues there. So we closed out early. So that trade is what has made the difference for us staying positive, even though we're at 3 wins and 4 losses. So this is all to be expected. This is doing quite well. We are just pretty much at even with a record of 3 and 4, and we will simply keep what we're doing, and we will continue to have this success over time, and our account will grow, and we will meet our $1,000 challenge as the year progresses. Okay, so Wednesday is the day we had a trade and did not follow the method, and as a result, we had a loss. So I just want to talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about what led us to make the mistake and then how it ended up being a loss. Now, if we make a mistake and go off our method, of course, it can end up to be a win. But whether it's a win or a loss, we don't want to make a habit of it by going outside the method. And in a case where we make a mistake outside the method and it's a loss, it should be a good reminder to us to stick to the method. So what we're looking at is the Tuesday night close of New York. That's the vertical line at the left of our screen. And then the 3 horizontal lines that you're familiar with as we move out to the right. The middle line being the value at the New York close, and then 30 pips above that and 30 pips below that. So we had had a number of days over the week and a half to 2 weeks that we were not producing videos, but still trading every day, where the pair did not leave that 60 pip limit, either 30 above or 30 below from the close. And when it doesn't leave that limit, there is no trade for us to make. So what happened on Wednesday morning here, and we're going to close in here so that we can get the 3 o'clock hour. You'll notice that the 3 o'clock hour, now at the bottom middle of the screen, we were nowhere near above. So the 2 horizontal lines that you see on the screen right now, the lower one is the New York close and the upper one is 30 pips above that. So at 3 a.m., it's very clear we have no trade. Now, what happened? What did we do wrong? What we did wrong is we didn't wake up at 3. We woke up at about 15 to 20 minutes later. And so if you just go a few candles later, you will see here now in the center of the screen this long green candle that pushes through the 30 pip limit, and then a red candle which goes down. So we entered there going down. Now, if it's before 3 a.m. or at 3 a.m., this is a trade that meets our criteria because we do have that good red candle. We are headed back in the direction of the New York close. However, once we pass 3 a.m., we've decided that by the time London opens, we had not drifted far enough away from the New York close to put in a trade. When this type of movement happens after 3 a.m., what it's indicating is that now it's a movement that the London market is making. So it's not a move that we are going back to the New York close, but it's now a move that London itself is making. So it's very possible, of course, that after that red candle, it might have gone down and gone down our 30 pips and we would have ended up a winner. But this still does not follow the method. And that is not the result that we got. What we got is that the pair then turned around and continued to go up quite significantly. And within 20 pips of our entry price, we were closed out. So again, we were saved by that stop loss that we always put in for 20 pips. And we just lost $48 due to that mistake. But this is a good reminder about patience, So it had probably been a week and a half or 2 weeks where we had not breached the 60 pip limit by London Open. So I got a little impatient and said, "Oh, we breached it. Let's do a trade. We breached it." Okay, well, it was after 3 a.m. London had already opened 15, 20 minutes ago, so we had not breached it. So got a little overeager to trade there simply because there hadn't been trade opportunities, but we must wait for appropriate trade entries. And we did not do it in this case. And as a result, we did have a loss. So that's a good demonstration of what not to do. We weren't hurt too badly for it, of course, because we did have our proper stop loss put in, and we are able to move on and be just that little bit wiser.